welcome my Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers. Welcome to our Timeless Chakra Reading. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. I'm not bad. It's just spelled like that. I am a professional witch, a professional intuitive, the president of Drawing the Circle Production since 1998, author of 2 different books at the time of this timeless recording, with a 3rd one on the way. First one is called Spell Ingredients from a Professional Witch. The second one is called Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. There's a Kindle version of Words of Grace. If you would like to click the link in the description box, you can preview it for free and see the first chunk of it for free, including the table of contents, which you will see the book is primarily organized into chakra chapters. It's a chakra read. You might find it helpful. It's lovely. The Kindle version, I'm happy we have it. But the original PDF, which is just way too much for Kindle, as well as the only place where you can find spell ingredients from Professional Witch, well, that would be on Patreon. In our digital shop. Anybody can shop in our digital shop on Patreon. There's a lot of cool stuff in that shop. A lot of audio content that I've made over the years. Prayers, meditations, blessings, chakra stuff that you can listen to as you like, MP3 it all day long. Some of my subscribers have access to the audios as well as some of the books, depending upon their levels of subscription, but all of my subscribers across the board get 3 in common. Number 1, they get a daily check-in pretty much every single day. I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link where we chat with each other about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a meditation, a prayer, a blessing, something to send us on our way. Wisest way for this witch to start the day, considering this is the last reading in the series and I'm moving from Long Island to Saratoga Springs. By the time this video hits, I will already be there and all set up, doing them in advance because I gotta pack up this house and get it ready for sale. And they also get all the extended readings, part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. They're all soulmate, twin flame, true love, soul contract based. All of the extendeds are timeless, and most of them are over an hour, so if you like detail, I'm your witch. They also get extensive discounts on private sessions with me, spiritual counseling, readings, half-hour of power. We'll talk about it at the end of the video if you want to hang out for it. There are 2 7-day free trials as Seeker or Human. You can check us out for 7 days for free. You can also follow us for free, getting the public content, and I'm sharing more public content exclusive to Patreon, just so that the followers have some cool stuff to look at. Then you can jump in whenever you like. It's just the coolest thing I've ever done. It's been so supportive and so helpful of me in my career so that I can do what I love to do as a mystic witch and a professional intuitive to help people, considering the stress that we've been going through on this end at the Drawing the Circle home office, right? So they're getting a lot of behind the scenes content. A lot of them are coming over to the house that live locally to get private sessions, as well as sift through some of the magical stuff that I'm giving away, and I'm giving away quite a bit. So it's just the coolest thing I've ever did. If you feel so drawn, if you feel so called, click the link, check out the menu, check it out, and come Patreon on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lyons. Angelo Lyons. Just call me Mal. Too many details to manage. Just Mal. It's fun. Hey, my fishy family, my Mer family. Mer. I am a Pisces moon if you are new, so we're going to do some explanation for the new Pisces and cross watchers. Then we'll get down into the divination. Feel free to jump ahead if you like, if you've heard it all before, because we're doing essentially a 5-card draw chakra read this time. We're working with the 8 chakra system that I learned from Carolyn Mace, MYSS. She's a PhD. These are her archetype cards in her book Anatomy of the Spirit, and of course the archetype cards in support of her work for Sacred Contracts. Both of those books were just so life-changing for me. So we're going to get one of these for the pattern, the archetypal pattern in the 8th chakra, like a satellite, sending down the codes to the other chakras, shifting what we attract and what we repel, so that we have the free will to choose or not choose to delay what cannot be prevented in our own healing, our own alignment, what's going on in our own energy fields. We'll talk about that when we get there. the next 4 chakras down, crown, third eye, throat, and heart. We will use the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, a feminist goddess deck because it's feminine energy, internal, the yang dynamic. This is 8th chakra is visionary intuition. Heart, third eye, crown is creative intuition. And then we will look at the survival intuition with the lower 3 chakras, the masculine energy, the yang dynamic, looking at yourself from the outside, and or you looking from the inside out at people, places, and things that you are in relationship with to navigate wisely and well, getting them chakras into alignment. Then we will get 1 Whispers of Love Oracle by Angelo. Hartfield, one of these, the voices of the higher selves of all involved. A lot of these readings seem like they're just solitary, like one person doing the work within themselves. But if there are other people involved, their higher selves have a say in what that card is as well, as far as I've been shown. And we will end with a MatCon healing mantra to help you heal, to help you become congruent, to help you align your chakras, particularly for cross-watchers. You're welcome on my channel, but take the opportunity to get some insight and understanding, sympathy and empathy. And I have noticed, and people have told me, that in cross-watcher reads, sometimes all the cards are about the cross-watchers, but in relationship to the one they are cross-watching for, in this case, the Piscean Collective. So cross-watchers, you have the opportunity here to do some healing for yourself and positively influence, help the Pisces you are cross-watching for heal and align and all of that as well, including all of the Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, myself included, and our cross-watchers, because that's how unity works, apparently. Shifting to a more golden timeline from lead, and we'll talk about that in our first card down. So, that's the explanation. Let's get to the divination that happens in the still point. So, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will, and I promise I will do anything I can to help anyone shift from a leaded timeline to a golden timeline, a fearful to a loving, a toxic to a more healthy, one based in the illusion of separation, a little bit closer to one based in the truth of unity, because there's only one of us incarnate. So let's get up in this gig. This is the last read of the series. I'm going to be packing up the studio after this. Packing it up and moving it north. Jeepers. So here we go. Ready? Let's get into the still point. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Here we go. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs. In time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved pantheons of the divine, please, one card in clarity for us Pisces Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers who may be watching this video and drawn to this reading. What's going on in the 8th chakra for the Pisces and the cross-watchers, indicating the archetypal pattern, the soul power, that we have the free will to alchemize from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, shifting from toxicity to health, choosing love instead of fear, right, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser life and a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way in this Timeless Chakra Read. Ooh, the Judge archetype. Yeah, that's in the title. All of the archetypes are. So, the Judge archetype is a wisdom family archetype. Written on the card is the lead and the gold. Well, the shadow attribute and the light attribute. I call this lead, this gold. 3 archetypal elements, atoms, in between the 3 on the periodic table, right? That can't be created or destroyed, only released, transformed, surrendered. I just choose alchemized because that covers all of that. So, the lead of the Judge. offering only destructive criticism. I've been there. I'm a Virgo sun sign. Misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. Now that's when you've really put your thumb on the scales, right? It's a crooked judge, right? And you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, or be dealing with someone who has the archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. So do keep that in mind, particularly as cross-watchers go. So the light we're shooting for here, balancing justice and compassion. I mean, that's straight out of the Kabbalah, the High Priestess card, the dark and the light pillar. Mercy and severity is another way of saying that. Managing the fair distribution of power, and that's power in all sorts of different types of forms, you know, like power in a conversation, right? A mediator is different than a judge. A judge really does say, you know, guilty, not guilty, right? Makes that final call here. So let's see how that plays itself out. Daughters of the Moon Tarot, Heart, Third Eye Crown. Please take a nice deep breath. Place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will, so let it be done. My beloved goddesses, please, one card in clarity for us Pisces collective and our cross-watchers. What do we need to be aware of? Heart, Third Eye Crown, internal, yin-ternal dynamic to alchemize the judge archetype in this timeless read. Okay, Two of Flames. Mahueha, volcano goddess, essentially a fire goddess, sort of like the Two of Wands, right? You've already gotten the ace. We've gotten the ace inside, the inspiration, the creativity. It's like, ooh. But now it's like, well, do I want to do it this way or do I want to do it this way? Now, I would say with the judge, literally with scales drawn on the card here, it is sort of that balance. Now, for me, usually, element of fire on the inner is about third chakra. Willpower, spit, swallow, or chew. This feels like a chew, right? You haven't made the decision. Really, it's more of a choice, a two. Decision is usually life-changing. A choice is like, oh, I'll have another cup of coffee. Yeah, there's going to be a consequence. Probably not life-changing, although depending upon the coffee. I mean, seriously, I make really good coffee. So, going back and forth, and that makes sense for a judge. Maybe you haven't made your choice here in this one, if this is you, or you're dealing with somebody, and maybe you got some choices to make as well as they do. You're a fast read. Let's look at the lower three chakras, outside in, inside out, all that jazz. That's jazz. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. My beloved gods, please, one card in clarity for the Pisces collective, us Pisces collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers. What do we need to be aware of? Lower three chakras, outside in, inside out. Relationships in the physical world to alchemize. The judge in the eighth, Two of Flames on the inner, what's going on in the outer for this timeless read. The world, the last card of the Major Arcana, and a Major Arcana card, obviously. When it's a Major Arcana card for me, that usually means all the chakras in that zone are working as one, and I would think particularly in the case of the world, Hermaphrodite, it is a deity, the son of Hermes and Aphrodite, both genders there, surrounded by the Ouroboros, swallowing its own tail, showing the constant cycle that we experience in this world over and over and over again. And I know it's not really a cycle, it's a spiral, because we keep growing and learning and evolving in the upward spiral. Nonetheless, this is certainly a card of unity, a card of graduation, a card of completing something, right? Completing the cycle. The next card would be the Fool, and you start another cycle, at least of spirit, on the hero's journey and the Fool's journey. So lower three chakra intuition is going to be really, really helpful here. You've learned a lot. You've got strong intuitive forces. Learn the language of the lower three chakras in terms of intuition. Root chakra, fight or flight. When your root when your root chakra doesn't connect to the Earth's electromagnetic field, it's no bueno, right? That's flee. Usually, get the fuck out of here, right? If it connects, you're walking to a place first time, and you're just like, oh, like I did in the new house. I was like, oh, it was visceral, right? Second chakra, one-on-one, right? To feel out a person or a thing, right? Where the language of the second chakra for me goes, that's a no. That's a yes. It like grunts, right? It's very in the body. Solar plexus is your relationship to yourself in the world. Your honor code, your ethics, right? Who you want to be, who you don't want to be, right? Your boundaries, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't. So learn those visceral feelings, right? Emotions are usually a little bit higher up in the chakras. And that's going to guide you with making this choice as the judge if this is you from the outside looking in. That's great. I will say this situation, whatever it is, this might be a final judgment, but it seems like it's down to your choice. Or, again, this could be cross-watcher. Just saying. Let's find out. Let's get the whisper of love on the table here. The voices of the higher selves of all involved. Again, this could be a solo gig. But, if anyone else is involved, their higher selves get a say on what this card is. Please, take a nice deep breath. Still quiet. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the whisper of love, the piece of information, inspiration, and insight needed by us Pisces collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers to alchemize the judge in the 8th, 2 of flames on the inner, the world, Hermaphrodite on the outer for this timeless chakra read. Consider your foundations. The judge archetype, wisdom family archetype. You're being asked to look at how committed you are to love. It could be love for yourself. That could be love for another. It could be love for a person, place, or thing. Bringing it into completion or loving it in the completion that it is. Now, I can see that, and I've been living here for almost exactly, it'll be almost exactly 6 years in this home, right? And it was the crucible. I named it Elysia after the Elysian fields, essentially the spa section of the underworld, And it did. I got younger, I lost weight, my whole life transformed. I lost a lot. I lost a lot in that transition, but what I got was totally freaking worth it, including a career doing this, which is way more fun, honestly, than what I was doing before that. So, lovely. How committed are we to love? Well, we can start with ourselves. How can I be more loving to myself? How can I give myself more love, not less? It's very Matt Kahn. And guess what? He's the next card. So let's do that. Let's get the healing mantra. Wake up, cross-watchers. I love doing that. Here's your opportunity. Like, if none of this has hit you, although we all need to consider our foundations, how committed are we to love? And maybe that's in a relationship. Maybe that's to the divine. Maybe that's to ourselves. Who knows? But the Matt Kahn healing mantra, regardless, will help anyone who works the mantra come into alignment. Shall we? Let's calm down, my darlings. Please take a nice deep breath. Still quiet. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, including our chakras, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, what is the perfect healing mantra to help us Pisces collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers alchemize the judge in the 8th, 2 of flames on the inner, the world on the outer, considering our foundations in this timeless chakra reading? That's the right one. Exploring unity consciousness. Yeah, 12th house, Pisces. I am one eternal light appearing as all. There's only one of us incarnate. Yeah, everybody's one love, one heart, Bob Marley, until, they got a bee in their bonnet, or, their anus is retrograde. It's tricky, man. Exploring unity consciousness is an internal gig for the most part, because if you have a unity consciousness experience with your eyes open walking around, that can be a little problematic. Pisces is the sign of the mystic and the addict. The mystic, because if you can endure mystery, right, and feel your way through it, and cultivate an intimate relationship with the divine, it's amazing. That's how I live, right? That is my go-to, right? I serve the gods and the archangels first and foremost, because they return my calls big time. They're always there. But of course, mileage may vary on that, but I've done this mantra with breathwork, and it has been quite amazing and always safe. I didn't think I was one with the tree and ran into it. I love you, tree. Ow, that did not happen. Just saying. So let's read this from the bookie book, and then we'll put it together in a blessimation, a combination of a blessing and a summation. Hopefully this book is still in alphabetical order, and indeed it is. Oh, aren't surprises lovely when you're moving? Shall we? Breathe this in. Exploring unity consciousness. I am one eternal light, appearing as all. When unity consciousness is explored, you are able to sense a connection that unites all hearts, no matter how unique each person seems to be. I don't know, I think that could help you make a more heart-centered choice here, right? Bring in the love there with that two of flames, right? To be the judge that's got all of that balanced and congruent. In unity, there is a willingness to accept the differences that make each of us unique, while embracing the greater cosmic web of interconnectivity throughout all time and space. And that includes past lives. Look, 12th house, Pisces, the collective unconscious, not just the personal subconscious, our own stuff, but where that merges into the collective, right? That's a lot. That's like Carl Jung. Please pick up the courtesy telephone. In exploring unity consciousness, you are not a person in search of the light. You are the light dressed up as a person along your soul's journey. That's the immortal part of it, right? The soul is immortal. It's the traveler. It goes from lifetime to lifetime in a linear timeline. The higher self experiences all of our lifetimes simultaneously. That's a multitasking skill I really wish I had down here in the game, but I don't. This mantra is ideal for amplifying presence. You know how you amplify? You know what that looks like? That's when you walk into the room, you don't make a sound, you don't say a word, and every head goes. Right? They just feel you like, it's like a compass to north. Grounding your energy, always helpful. I would say particularly with the world card, lower 3 chakras, that's a good idea. And deepening meditation, which please, if it wasn't for meditation and prayer and breath work and Patreon and these videos, I would have lost my bean a long time ago. Well, at least since we went to contract and we started backing up here. So let's put this together in a blessimation, and we'll talk about cool stuff. And I've noticed lately with this series in particular, right before I think I'm about to sign off, they drop in another thing about the reading. So let's see what happens. No promises and no regrets. Shall we? One last time. Please take a nice deep breath. This is the best one. Still right. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of us Pisces collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers watching this video and drawn to this reading. May we be blessed with all that we need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve, to alchemize our shadow to light, our lead to gold, our pain to peace, our toxicity to health, our fear to love, shifting from illusion of separation to truth of unity with the judge archetype in the 8th, balancing justice and compassion with that unity in the heart for sure, managing the fair distribution of power, because there is a choice that we might be chewing on here. You know, sometimes they gotta let us know, should we stay or should we go? And with the world here, there is a completion in play, a graduation, a cycle finished, and it feels like it's finished well done for sure. And yet we are being asked, help us consider our foundations. How committed are we to love? Even if the facts sometimes show that it's the last thing we should do, can we take the time and reflect? We're being asked to look at how committed we are to love, and certainly exploring unity consciousness. Give us the help that we need, inner and outer, like the time and space to do it, as well as the guidance and grace to do it without going tinfoil hat woo-woo land, because we are one eternal light appearing as all, staying grounded and making the wisest, most loving, empowering choices and decisions with that judge archetype and the two of flames within. And may we be blessed with all that we need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser life in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world in the golden timeline, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Oh, so mote it be, and so it is. Oh, that was good. Really, not a womp womp here. Womp womp. Nope, no Debbie Downers in this one. At least that's not feeling it. If you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up. Help the other fishy family and the mer people find it. Mer. And then check me out on Patreon, because it is the coolest thing I've ever done. And I've done a lot of cool and weird stuff in my decades-long career as a professional witch and a professional intuitive, way before I started the company, Drawing the Circle. That's what the next book is about, by the way. I'm going to be writing it up there as well as I am going to be doing readings 2 days a week, it looks like, at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs on Phila Street, Phila. I'm friends with Veronica, the owner. She loves my family loves her. So we're going to be setting up a special for the month of November, give or take a few days. And my Patreons will, of course, get the extensive discount on that if they're in the area. But even if they're not in the area, they get an extensive discount anyway. Zoom record, whatever. They get all the extended readings, all the part 2s to the part 1s. Most of them are over an hour. If you like detail, I'm your witch. I'm a Virgo, Sun sign, Pisces moon. I was born on a full moon. And of course, they got my beloved daily check-ins that have really been the best way for me to start the day with this move and this transition. And it got me through to the last reading of the series. The next video I'm going to be doing is in my new studio, in my new home, which I think the day that this hits is the day I record that video, if the Virgo mind can remember. That's how I scheduled it. So my good gods, check it out. 7-day free trials, The Seeker and Human. Shop in our store, follow for free. So much going on. You can even listen to our podcast and our audio stuff on Spotify, but through Patreon. It's the coolest thing ever. Check it out. Come Patreon on Patreon. I promise you, you'll have a good time. I'm a good time. And I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Markangelo Lyons, but you can just call me Mal. Oh, they saved the best for last like they usually do for the Pisces read, and I'm so very, very grateful to the divine and to my Pisceans, and really even to YouTube for helping me get my work out in the world. So yeah, if you want to book me for a private session, I make that thing go away. Yes, I did. If you want to book me for a private read with or without the Patreonic intervention, there is a video in the description box. Booking private sessions with Mal explains everything for you, just like Clarissa, Nickelodeon reference, of course. And whether it's in person, on Zoom, or any of that, I have never, ever, ever turned anybody away because of lack of finances. The video says all of that, what I charge, how I charge, and all of that. And yeah, if you're in the Saratoga area or close by, you can maybe, if I know you, come to my house and I'll read you in my office downstairs. I have office space to do paperwork and read clients, and that's just so cool. So yeah, follow along if you like. I'm so excited. And honestly, what an honor, what a pleasure, what a privilege to serve in this way, particularly from my Pisceans, because let's face it, most of us are empaths, and it's nice to know there are other people who get it. I get it. So book me if you wanna, and by all means, good luck with this. Exploring unity consciousness is not new. That is the truth. Right? It's the illusion of separation, not the illusion of unity. So, how willing are you to love? How willing are you to choose love in your life? And certainly, you're going to come from a better place, a more fair and balanced place with that judge archetype and that two of flames. And, cross the finish line on this one. Make it do what it gotta do, and maybe it starts over again. Well, the cycle always starts over again, right? Starting with the Fool. So hang in there. I believe in us. I believe we can really do anything we set our minds to, within laws of, physics and shit like that. I've yet to be able to levitate or get the broom any more than 3 feet off the floor at a run with a hill, We're not getting there yet. Besides, imagine the air traffic control. It would be horrible. So hang in there. I love you, my Pisces. You really are my favorites. Just don't tell the other signs. My mer people, wishing you the very best and the very, very blessed of all of this. Go heal your chakras. Go explore unity consciousness. And by all means, hail, farewell, I love you, and blessed, blessed be.